So they throw the pick six. They'll get Bay trots out there now. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Leonard Floyd in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Winston. He finds his running back, Rawls. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack, because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
On 3rd down, Winston. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
That has to be frustrating for defenders. 3rd down, they take a shot way downfield. There is good coverage, yet they still come down with the football and pick up a big gain.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Ready, blue ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
White. Ready, blue ready. Watch his mouth, guys.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. He's going to let this one. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Dot, 20. Go.
After the interception, here's Goff. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
On 1st down, it's gone. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he's taken down inside the 30. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
20. 5.
Now a 1st down throw. Gone. He'll leave it for Cohen. Complete. Heck of a move, and then brought down near the 23. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
12.
Throwing again is gone. they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Super. Hey, 5. Hey, lift. 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 Lift.
Again, Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Burton. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Here's Goff. He may try and run for it. And a loose football. And the Buccaneers have it.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 14. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. The first carry now for Jordan Howard. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
A shotgun snap for Goff. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. To throw on 2nd down is Goff. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Following the interception, Winston. He'll buy some time, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Ready. Blue ready.
From the gun, Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Ready. Black 22.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And a catch right side by Evans. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Ready. Blue ready. Ready. Hey, stop.
Winston now from the 50. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
They'll begin the drive with Howard. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Here's Goff now on 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget.
DC! Maverick! Cut! Like 20! Twos! 5.
3rd and long. It's gone. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Evans has it left side. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage.
Ready. Blue lady.
2nd down, Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
So a false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different.
And it'll be intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Rawls. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
To throw, Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. To the air again with Winston. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Leonard Floyd in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 20. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Pass incomplete.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have, it's chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. Back to the air. Goff on 2nd down. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him. Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team. They go play action here on 1st down. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Jameis to throw it. They'll roll him out right. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Howard. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Winston going for the deep ball. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Onto the field now come the Bears. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers. Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10.
DC.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
DC.
On first down, it's gone. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. A huge play there for Chicago. 41 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed. And
that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. This is Howard on 2nd down. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9.
Super.
From the gun, here's Goff. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Allen Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears will extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline, because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. A run, it's Clement. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Winston now to throw on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Winston. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. Throwing, Winston. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Leonard Floyd. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This will be taken at the 10. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making plays, and right now, defense has no answer and no chance of catching up.
Yeah, they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now Goff on 1st down. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And incomplete on the deep ball. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Super 66. 17. 17.
Goff throwing again. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Start left here.
They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And he will find his man on the outside. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Now a play fake here on 1st down. This is caught, and he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Give him 30 yards there. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Orange.
Back now at Soldier Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
14.
Throwing again is gone. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and goal. Again, Goff. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Goff. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Jackson now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's Winston. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. A gain of 6 there on first. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Winston. And now here is another interception. Picked off around the 41. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go. Here we go. You're us.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Here's Goff. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Second and 10. Goff again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And now running right through it. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
The Bears on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Trey Burton, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears add on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's singing.
She's on, like, the 5th tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind. But he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Rawls. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll make it second down.
Let's go now. Sonic! Ready! Blue lady!
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. So that'll back them up 5. This is Clement. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Called it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Ready. Blue waiting.
From the gun, Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's caught inside the 35. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Ready. Blue ready.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. Extra point good by Catanzaro, and that will get him one closer. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So after the penalty, now they need just a yard on 2nd down.
12. Super.
Goff going to throw it. He'll rifle rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They'll run again with Clement. And he is going to be stopped here for no gain, and that is going to be the final play of this football game.